Hello and welcome to the IPF World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. We're here at the Grand Resort Hotel in Vilnius, Lithuania. I'm Joe Whiteley, I'm here with Gary Williams. Gary, it's great to be back.
Joe, I got to say, it is fantastic to be back. It's been about probably 2 years since I've been behind the desk here at one of the IPF World Championships. And really, what an event to come back to for the first one in a couple of years. World Bench is probably one of my absolute favourite events to be at, simply because there's no second chances in bench.
No.
You know, you hit a powerlifting event, you miss up one squat here and there, you've got an opportunity to make it up. Maybe get a bit more in the bench, maybe make it up a bit in the deadlift. When it comes to World Bench, you've got 3 lifts, and that's it.
That's it.
There is no opportunity for error. There's no chance to make it up somewhere else. You've got to be on your game all the way. And it just moves so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, you're one lift to the next. There's no time. You know, it's a really
and especially
fast
with equipped, arguably the most strategic and exciting aspect of powerlifting.
Absolutely on the money, isn't it? It's probably one of my favourite events on the IPF circuit to come back to. So a nice way to roll back into it again. And absolutely fantastic to be here. So what have we got first off the bench here?
We've got 3 days of equipped, then 7 days of classic. So this morning we have the Masters 1, 2, 3 and 4 lightweight men. I think the first group is going to be 59 and 66 kilos, and then we'll have Group B with the 74s.
Yeah, and there's going to be some absolutely fantastic lifts in these groups here, equipped. You know, and some of these masters lifters in the men are absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, look at this. We have Perenlai Shagdar coming out now. He's from Mongolia, and he's 70 years old, competing in the 59 kilo M4s.
You know, he's opening on a 60 kilo lift. He's got a PB of 100 kilograms. That's his personal best. The world record is 125 kilograms for the M4s, the 59 kilo class.
Now the clock is ticking, but the TC isn't letting him pass till he's done his wrist wraps. The only thing you can adjust on the platform is your belt, so he has to be ready to go when he comes past the TC.
He hasn't given himself a lot of time to get set up. Probably there, 24 seconds left on the clock.
Taking some time to show some respect to the referees, which is phenomenal. But he's only just touching the bar with 17 seconds to go.
And in equipped lifting, it's it's not as quick getting yourself set up and ready as it is for a classic lift.
And it's not as I think
he's running close on the clock now. He's got 5 seconds left. He hasn't got the bar off yet. I don't think he's going to get the call.
That's a shame. He's timed
out. That's the end of the clock. He's going to get wrecked.
That is such a shame. That's not a great way to open.
It's not a great start, but look, he's going to have to come back out on his second lift and make up for that.
Yeah, he just ran out of time. He needs to have got his wrist wrap sorted when his clock starts. You need your 60 seconds. It's a long time to do a bench press.
It is a really...
but you need to be out there doing it.
And with equipped lifting, you've got to make sure you give yourself that little bit of extra time.
So Seppo Flink up next from Finland.
So we move into a 66 kilo class, M3.
Here he comes. This is 75 kilos on the bar.
And to give you an idea of how strong some of these guys are, the world record for M3 is 171.5 kilograms.
Wow.
That is a monstrous lift on any scale.
It is. Seppo has a PB of 115, so this should be comfortably within his range. But nothing's guaranteed with the quick bench. Relatively narrow grip.
Yeah, quite narrow. That's a fairly clean lift, moved quite well. And of course he gets the 3 white lights on that one. A good choice for an opening lift though, something that you're going to hit on the money.
Yeah.
You haven't got time for mistakes in bench press.
Because there's a lot of nerves involved as well. This is the world stage. You have the lights and the cameras as you walk out there. It's a very nervous time.
The first session of the first day.
Okay, we have Markku Kemppainen, also from Finland. He is in the 66 kilo M4s, opening with 90 kilos.
He's got a personal best of 127.5. World record for the M4s is 140.
So you never know. See how this goes.
I mean, in equipped lifting, 127.5 to 140.
Oh, but look, he's not got a shirt on.
And that's not uncommon to open without a shirt.
Yeah, I do think though if you come out and then put a shirt on, then it's difficult to get the shirt working. If you go out now and put a shirt on, you've not got a lot of time. You haven't got any time to do any reps in the shirt.
And that's the other thing too. In world bench press, when it's just bench, there's not a lot of time here.
Yeah, we've got, is that 8, 9 lifters in this group, so that's maybe 9 minutes between attempts.
Yeah, I mean, it can take me 15 minutes to get my shirt on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or some days longer.
We have Amir Reza Mesfaroush now from Iran. He's in this 66 kilo class.
So
he's
again,
M1.
He's opening with no shirt. He's got a personal best of 150. He's opening 100 without a shirt. So interesting tactics here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes for them. It may be, if you train this way, then there's absolutely no reason why that won't be a good strategy. And that looked like a great press.
And that looked really good. So should get the 3 white lights on that one. And he does. A local lifter coming up next.
Mantas Bablis, Lithuania. He's asking for 120 kilos. For his PB is 132.5, so he's going for it from the start.
And powerlifting is one of those really interesting sports where people tend to get stronger as they get older. You look at the world record for the M2s in the 66, 233 kilograms.
I say especially for the Masters women, because it just takes a long time for women to build that upper body muscle.
Oh, he moved that super fast.
He did. Yeah, I think there's a fair bit more to come there.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room to move on. That was a good opener, that one.
One red though, he's got a yellow card from one of the side referees. Let's see if we can just see any infraction there. It looked okay to me. Do you think there's a bit of a double bounce?
Yeah, it could have been a little bit from one side view. From one referee angle might have looked a little bit like a double movement there. And that's why we have 3 referees.
Absolutely. Alexander Chernyshov, next from Ukraine. He is in the 66 kilo M2s. 3 lifters in this class.
And he's got a personal best 187.5. He's opening on 140. He's giving himself plenty of room to move, giving the guys a little bit of a heads up on how he wants it lifted off. And that can make a big difference whether you're successful on the lift or not.
Yeah. Especially early days, it's the first session. The platform crew haven't got into their groove yet. Always worth telling them every time you come out exactly what you want.
Yeah, I've always told all my athletes, give them a little reminder of how you want it lifted off. They can't remember them all. And that moved really, really clean lift. It was looked like a bit of a warm-up.
But that's what you want, right?
Yeah, look, your opening lift really should be, it should be your 99% of it. You can get it even on a bad day. You want to get that one on the board. Then you've got some wiggle room. You've got a number on the board, and then you can start pushing a little bit. If you come out and you miss that first lift, you put yourself behind the 8 ball for the rest of the competition. And as we said, in world bench, there is no room for that.
No. Mike Stargerman next from Germany. He's also in the 66 kilo M2s, and this will push him up to the top of that group.
So he's opening on a 145.
His PB is 120. Wow. So if that's right, if we've got our information right there, he's opening on a 25 kilo PB. That's a brave move.
Yeah, the men's classic. I think that might be his classic personal best, 120.
It looked tough. It looked okay.
It didn't move super fast though, did it?
I wasn't sure if his head was going to come off, but I think he kept it planted.
Yeah, gets that one on the board.
You watch that back again. Yeah, you can see.
He wasn't super comfortable under it. Moved well off his chest, though.
Well,
Plenty of speed off his chest.
that's a big PB. Akinura Amakawa next from Japan. 66 kilo M1. He's travelled a long way to be here, and that's another factor that we have to take into account with these lifters. They've travelled long haul. The food's different. They're away from home.
Yeah,
The training environment's different.
Adjustment,
Yeah,
and it can be very, very challenging being, lifting on the first day of competition, because quite often you've arrived maybe the day before or 2 days before maximum sort of thing. And as we know, Japan with a very long history of great bench presses. It's right up on those shoulders.
Yeah, some great mobility there. It's so different to get up in such a big arch in a shirt. Well, it is for me.
It's difficult for me without a shirt.
Very controlled. And the same up again.
Yeah, he handled that really, really well. Very professional lift there. You see in the replay, he just has control the whole way through.
Yeah.
Pulls it down to his chest very nicely. And it's very smooth all the way through. It wasn't fast, but it didn't look like it was a struggle.
Yeah, it didn't give him any trouble, did it? And we are round now into the second round of bench. Perenlai Shagdar from Mongolia is coming out for his second attempt at 60.
And remember, he timed out this first one. Hopefully, himself and his coach have learnt from that, and he has.
And he is out at 59 seconds.
Already.
Yeah, as you would be.
Yeah, look, it's certainly harder to time everything in equipped than it is in classic. But you've really got to be on your money, because you need to be on that platform with 58 seconds left to get yourself set up. As you can see, it takes some time to get set up.
Yeah. I mean, we're down to 30 seconds now, and he was out right on the button. He gets the command, so hopefully this will go well.
Nice speed there. Very quick lift. And gets that one on the board. He's on the board now.
Everyone has a lift in.
Everyone's got a number on the board. It's a tough decision for him now. Where does he go on the next one? Does he go for his original second lift? Does he play the odds and go a little bit less than his planned third lift?
So here's Seppo Flink coming out for his second. Open with 75, went up to 80. He still hasn't got a shirt on, I don't think. So maybe he's going to do the whole thing raw.
Well, we've certainly seen it plenty of times before.
Yep. And, we've had some travel disruption with people getting here this week. So, there are people that have arrived and don't have all their kit.
Yeah, and unfortunately that does happen.
One of the perils of international travel.
And that one should go on the board. And it does.
He is 2 for 2.
I tell you what, they are moving very fast. And that platform crew has started off the week really fast.
Yes. So here we go now for Markku Kemppainen.
Looking for 95 kilos for his second lift. Well below his personal best.
He's again choosing to lift raw. There's no rule that says you have to wear a bench shirt for a quick bench. Of course, it puts you at a disadvantage against those that do.
It certainly does put you at a disadvantage. He's given himself plenty of time there. 52 seconds still on the board. When you're out on that platform, depending on how well you time it, a minute can feel like a lifetime, or it can feel like a flash.
Well, there's also the chance of the referee not being happy with your start position and asking you to re-rack, and then it does get really panicky. That's a strong lift for Markku.
Yeah, moved quite smoothly all the way through. Be interested to see where he goes with this third lift. Got one red light there.
From the sensor, so let's see if we can...
So it could be a head movement or...
Yeah, we can't get that from this angle. Maybe the sensor thought there was some movement through the body, but we can see that that was fine. Goodman says Baubliss, Lithuania.
Looking for 127.5 kilograms. Still a touch below his personal best, so he should handle this quite well.
And I think his first moved well.
Yeah, look, and he's got a great advantage here. He hasn't had to travel, you know, international flights and go through all that rigmarole and worry about losing luggage and things like that. So he's got a really solid advantage being here. That moved very well.
3 whites from the referees.
He puts that one on the board. And then this is the sort of thing you expect now in your equipment. Open at 100, shoot up to 135. So
he's put his shirt on, hasn't he?
Amir's put a shirt on now. Shoot up to 135. It'll be really interesting to see where he goes from here. If this moves really well, I wouldn't be surprised to see him push for his personal best, or even push a little bit further than that, depending on how this one moves. And that was clearly a tactic.
Yep.
It was, you know, he used his first lift as part of his warm-up, and that's not completely unusual in equipped.
It's not. Some people use the strategy that they put the shirt on really early and get some movement into the shirt before they come out onto the platform. So he won't have had a chance to do a single rep in this, because it'll take a little while to get the shirt on.
It'll be interesting. This will be a good indicator. We'll see how the 135 moves. His personal best is 150, so it's well below that. But as we know with equipped lifting, you know, it's not as straightforward as classic lifting. You know, one day everything moves great in the shirt, the next day nothing wants to work properly at all.
And of course, slight body weight changes affect it massively.
And you can see he's struggling to pull that down there.
Clip the rack, but
which
he
is
should
okay.
be okay.
As long as it didn't drop down, and he is okay. You know, it wasn't a super clean lift though. I mean, he really struggled in the middle of that lift to pull it down. You know, which sort of suggests maybe the sleeves are turned a bit too far for that first 135.
Or it's just difficult getting that first rep in when you first put the shirt on.
Well, that's true, yeah. So we'll be interested to see what his next nomination is.
Alexander Chernyshov for 152.5. This will push him back to the top of the M266s. But then Stargerman has the chance to respond.
It's a pretty close group in the M266s. There's not much between all of them. He's taking his time there. Really taking his time on this one. He's only got 15 seconds left on the clock. If anything goes wrong here, he needs a re-rack. He's not got the time for it.
But I can see the side refs have got their arms down, and he's ready to go.
And that moved really well.
It did. I think we're going to see a battle here with the Ukrainian and the German.
This is going to push it to the end. That was absolute textbook, that one.
Great positioning.
So 66 kilo M2 again at 155. Mike Stagerman.
And this will take the lead back in this class.
Yep, these guys are going to be pushing right to the end. It'll be watching those last lift nominations. Good speed off the chest, but that lockout was tough.
Yeah, it was difficult to lock out.
That right side was really tough for him, but he got it there in the end. You know, this is the thing with equipped lifting. I mean, you come out and make one lift look really hard, make a few little adjustments in the shirt, and suddenly it looks easy.
On the replay there, it just looked like he tucked under a bit too much on the right-hand side, which made it a bit more difficult
to lock out.
But it did put him back in the gold medal position in the M266s. Akinori Amakawa next from Japan, coming out for 180 kilos. Wow. For a 66 kilo lifter.
Yeah, and again, it's still well below what he's capable of. We saw in his last lift, very well controlled. Gets great position on that bench, right up on the shoulders. And that is a very good position. You can see his shoulders are right underneath him. His body's tight all the way through. And
tough press though.
It was tougher. It was certainly tougher than the last one. He still looked very well in control.
I think he's going to be hard to catch.
Yeah, he was a little bit uneven on the chest there. You could see it just wobble a little bit as he pressed. He'll straighten that one up.
And those are the standings as we go into round two. It's a little bit to interpret the table since we don't have the age classes marked for each lifter.
We move round into the third lift now.
So apparently Shagdar, he struggled a little on his first. He didn't give himself enough time. He made short work of 60. And, he's put a shirt on.
Yeah, so he's thrown a shirt on for 75. So I imagine the original plan was to open, put a shirt on, 75, and then go for the third lift.
And
it
he's
looks
wearing
like
that quite high, isn't it? It's quite loose.
It looks like he's gone for the original second lift.
No, that's not going.
It's not going to go past there, which is a shame. Yeah, I think the whole missing, timing out on the first lift.
I think I was wrong actually. I don't think he did open raw. He just timed out. But 75 was just a little bit too far today. As you say, he took that big jump to his third attempt.
I think it just threw the whole game plan out the window. But he got a number on the board at the World Championships.
And he's going home with a gold medal.
It doesn't get much better than that.
Seppo Flink for 85 kilos. He is 2 for 2 right now.
Yeah, he should handle this 85 kilos without too much drama at all. He does have quite a narrow grip.
That is
a lot of tricep work in that narrow grip there. Wait for the referee's decision. He gets one red light, but he's on the board.
The blue card there is for lockout. His lockout was just a little bit weak, I think. But from the sides, it looked good, so he got a good lift.
Yeah, it was a tough lift through the middle there. You can see the triceps really working. And you can look, just sort of see that left arm really struggling to lock out. Not a great angle to look at it from, but you could just catch it. Looking for 100 kilograms now.
He is in the M4s. That's 70 to 79 years old. And he's fighting that.
He is not quitting on that one, and it looks, from this angle, it looks good all the way through, and it is.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, he didn't quit on that one. The speed down to the chest on that.
Vidmantas Baulis, Lithuania, local boy. He's coming out for 135.
Yeah, this would be a nice little personal best at a World Championship event.
Yeah. And he's guaranteed the bronze medal in class.
Yeah, regardless of this lift, he gets the bronze. It's always nice to put on a personal best at a World Championship event, though. Oh, that was a very good lift.
Yeah, well judged.
And he's still got some room to move in there as well.
One blue. The blue can be in bench. It can be for downward movement of the bar as well as for lockout. See if we can spot what the referees saw there.
And I think he might have caught a little possible downward movement.
Yeah, the bar certainly stalled a little, but the entire bar has to dip.
And it depends on the angle you're looking at it from. I mean, from one angle it looks like it does, from the other it doesn't. So Amir looking for 145.
So he came out raw for 100, was successful with 135, had a bit of trouble getting the touch.
Yeah, and I think that probably played a bit of a role in their decision for their third lift there. I mean, I think if that second lift had it moved really well, they might have gone for that 150, but I think, you know, 145 was probably a good move there. The 135 was not super smooth.
And it is often hard to do your absolute best on the international stage. This is a tough platform.
Yeah, it's a very different world, isn't it? Oh, he's not giving himself much time there.
And you've got the command with 6 seconds to go.
That was a better movement down. That's better off the chest.
Now, we didn't have a good angle. No, we couldn't see from our angle whether there was downward movement.
And it looks like there was.
Yeah.
So he unfortunately gets the 2 red lights on that one, which is unfortunate.
So this might be a better angle to see that from.
Yeah, moved really well off the chest. Hard to see from that angle, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You wanted the front
Yeah,
view for that, really.
regardless of the outcome of that lift, you could see his control was so much better pulling that down to his chest.
With the extra weight on the bar.
And you could see how much better it came off his chest as well.
So here we have now the battle in the M266s. This is Chernyshov. He's pulling for the goal. He's benching for the gold medal.
He's benching for the gold, and you can see both these gentlemen have nominated the 160 for their third lift.
But the German's lighter, so the German will take it.
Yeah.
So the German goes second because he has the higher lot number, but he has the lower body weight, so he'll take the advantage.
The 160. That's quite a way off his personal best of 187.5.
Oh, game on.
That
Here we go.
Very, very well.
Well, so he's in gold medal position now. He's got his foot on the top step of the podium.
Stegemann now is going to have to lift this one for the gold. And Chernyshov, I'm sure, is sitting on the sidelines watching this.
So here we go. This
160 kilos.
Honestly, I don't know. His first title, his first international title.
I honestly don't know what he can lift equipped. His PB on Classic is 122.5. Well, it says 120, but he's done 122.5 before.
Here we go. This is for the world title.
Smooth to the chest.
And
it's just not there.
Quite.
So Chernyshov will take the gold medal on this one.
Yeah, I think this is his first equipped competition internationally, anyway.
And that was a big advantage for Chernyshov there. He's done this before.
Yeah.
160 was not new territory for him.
So that would have been nearly a 40 kilo PB for him in his shirt. So, you know, he can't be too upset with the silver medal
Goes away
there.
with the silver medal of the World Championship event against a very, very tough competitor.
Akinora Amakawa. Now, 180 wasn't easy, was it? And he's gone up another 10 kilos.
Yeah, and this is one of the really interesting things when you talk about a quick bench. I mean, you generally wouldn't do that in Classic.
No,
I mean, if
absolutely.
you did a second lift that was a bit tough, you'd be being very concerned on the next one. With equip, though, sometimes, and I'm not saying every time, but sometimes that little bit extra weight is what is needed.
And also, look, he's adjusted that shirt
He's
down.
pulled it down now, you pulled the chest down.
The collar's sitting a lot lower. And I think sometimes you can do that. It's not in any, he doesn't have to defend his gold. He's already guaranteed the gold. So he can just say, you know what, jack the shirt down, let's go out and go for it. Here we go. Good touch. And
he's fighting all the way through.
I don't know if his butt came up. I saw some movement down at the bottom there.
That last tricep push, though, yeah, I'd
look
say
at that, all the colours.
All reds, you're not going to protest that one.
No. But I
we
think
can
as
see
he
it just starts to
press,
lift here. There it
yep,
is.
there we go.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Not just a
it's
little.
not just a little bit, actually. That's went to Mars, that
But
one.
you know, he got 180 and he's walking away the world champion.
That's right. And a great, great finish to that one.
So we're going around now into Group B. This will be the 74 kilo classes. M1s right the way through to M4s. So we've got 4 classes to look for in this weight class.
And I imagine we'll see a few more battles in this one.
So we have Bataden Shagdarsuren from Mongolia. He's in the M3s. Took me a little while to pin that down, but you can see from the graphic in the top left, 74 kilo M3. And he's coming out for 90 kilos.
And he hasn't been competing that long either.
No. So it looks like he's got into equip benching in his 60s.
I think that's one of the greatest things about this sport. You can start sort of at any age and
Oh, I say equipped,
progress.
he is lifting raw.
And that
Wow,
moved
easy.
really fast.
Yeah. Gets his chest up really well.
Yeah, that was a super fast lift. Antonis looking for 115 kilograms.
He is in the M4s. Been competing a long time.
25 years of experience under his belt. Looking to open at 115. He's got a personal best listed as 110, but I'm sure I remember him doing more than that. I'll have to have a look at the data on that one.
Yeah, he's benched 120 in the past, but not for a few years. At the last World Bench in Lithuania. That's a good lift for him today.
Yeah, that's a nice way to open. Gets the white lights on the board. Moves really well off his chest.
He did 107.5 in Romania back in August. So that's a big step up there. But of course he hasn't already done an equipped squat today.
Yeah, and that can certainly make a big difference to your bench press.
Yeah, absolutely. Antero Karonen from Finland. He's in the M4s as well. And
he's got a big lift on him. He's 73 years of age. He's got a personal best of 155 kilograms. Opening at 122.5. I will never complain about being old again. Well, these two guys in the M4s, these guys are going to fight it out for the gold medal.
Not super easy.
I probably didn't move as well as I'd want an opening lift to move.
Ooh, hello.
And he's got the red lights.
Let's see what the side referees could see. Yeah, there we go.
That wasn't touching. Even from there, it's up,
Yeah.
yeah. So that has opened the door now in the M4-74s for a real gold medal battle now. He's missed that opener, which would have set him up really nicely to roll through for a generally, not too much of a battle gold medal. But he's just opened the door now.
So we're into the M2 74s now. This is Jukka Siltanen from Sweden.
Looking for 137.5. A few years of experience under that belt. He's got that shirt set up. You can see it's quite tight around the shoulders there. And they've got that set just right. This should move really easily. We're looking for good control to the chest, and then we're looking for that speed off the chest.
It's a difficult one to call though, isn't it? You need to adjust the chest, the shirt just right, so that the touch isn't too difficult. And there we go, that looked great.
Nice touch. Speed off the chest wasn't great, and you could see...
struggled with lockout.
And you could see off the chest there, we'll see in the replay off the chest, it was just slow moving off. There was no sort of real explosion off the chest.
So it came down nicely, he got the touch, but I wonder if he just needed to adjust the shirt.
You can see his wrist looks like it rolled a little bit.
It moved on his chest before he pressed, didn't it?
And I guess that's the thing with equipped lifting is it can turn in an instant.
Get away from you, yeah.
I mean, the shirt wants to push it one way, you want to push it another way. It is a constant battle.
Timo Leminen from Finland. He's also M274. He has asked for 150 kilos to be loaded for his opener.
So these opening lifts, you're in your Masters 2 here, in your M2s, these opening lifts are going to determine whether the door opens for someone else to slide through. Yeah, and again, just not great off the chest there.
That's an only bench shirt. You don't see many of those.
And he's lifted off you can see his butt's lifted there as well.
Yeah. That was overall just not what he wanted to quite do, I think. It just
didn't all quite go together.
Marek Kujawski next from Poland. He's our third lifter out in the M2s, in the 74s.
He's got himself a little bit of a record under his belt there as well at 171 kilograms. I think that is a Polish national record.
Yeah, I think so.
But don't quote me on that.
I think this is his first equipped international. He's competed in bench press, classic bench press before internationally.
Oh, that's going to be tough there. Wow, that was really got the speed off the chest though.
I think he made a big mistake on the descent, but I think he corrected it and pulled it back in.
He gets it on the board.
So you can see that.
You can see the shirt wanted to pull it away, but he's pulled it back.
That was great control, to be honest, to be able to bring that back.
And the speed off the chest is what you're looking for in an equipped bench. That's where the equipment works, is straight off the chest. Once you're sort of that couple of inches past there, it's all tricep. You've got to get the momentum. If you haven't got that momentum, then it's just going to be a battle.
Kangel Perevdor next from Mongolia. He's an M1.
Looking for 160. Should be a pretty well-controlled opener. And he's taking his time getting set up there. He's only got 23 seconds left on the clock.
He says that his rack height is wrong, I think. But he hasn't changed it, so if it was a platform error and they had got his rack height wrong, we would have stopped the clock for him to reset it, but that's not what he's asked for. And the side referees are not happy with his position.
He's got the No, and he's just can't quite get the control on that one. Everything just went wrong for him there. You know, that was a case of just everything not working. Looks like he's grasping at his shoulder a little bit there. Could have just been a pinch from the shirt.
It may be nerves. It's, you know, it's a difficult thing. He did look a bit pained as he got off the bench, didn't he?
And it's just opening the door.
Andreas Perls from Germany.
So this M2 is getting interesting now. We've had two lifters miss their opening lift. At the moment, we've only got one lifter with an opening lift on the board. Now let's see if Andreas can put the 170 on the board. And if he puts the 170 on the board, he puts himself in a really, really solid position to go after the gold medal. But he's got to get this one on the board first, and you can see in equipped lifting as these weights are getting heavier in these openers how technical it is, and one little error makes a difference. I'm not sure if he got that to lock out or not. And the referees say he did.
He did. Okay, well that was, we didn't have the right angle to really judge that, but that looked tough. It rolled on his chest.
Yeah, you can see it moved fast off his chest, but that rolls put him in the wrong position. Yeah, that roll just moved into the wrong position and made it tough for him, but he's got it on the board, so that's the main thing for him. We're looking for 175 now for Marcus Holmgren from Sweden. "46 years of age, 7 years lifting under his belt there. And I don't imagine this one causing too many troubles. He hasn't got the shirt pulled down too far. It's pretty loose around his chest there. It sort of suggests that this is not, really pushing the envelope a little bit.
I think that's a good strategy. Leave the shirt a bit high, get an easy one in. Well, it wasn't super easy.
It wasn't as easy as I'd like an opener to be, but he gets it on the board, so that's a 175 on the board for him. Puts himself in a pretty solid position to push through for a medal on this one.
Yeah, he was a 5th place lifter in Japan last time this competition was held, so he's going to be looking to move his position up this time. Vincent Eldin from France. He's again in the M1s. The next 3 lifters out are all in the M1 class.
So we look at 177.5. The world record for M1, 74 kilos, 285 kilograms.
Wow. Well, of course, that's Daiki Kodama, who's an absolute legend in the sport.
Absolutely fantastic lifter.
So this is Vincent. He's been lifting for quite a while in France. I think this is his first international, though.
Oh, that 177.5 is just a bit too much.
Go.
And you can see he is really disappointed with himself. He knows he can do that lift.
I think there's some adjustments to come in that shirt, though. Got every chance of coming out for that.
Yeah, look, they'll go back out the back. They'll make a few little adjustments. Maybe turn the sleeves, pull the chest a little bit. There's so much you can do with a shirt when things don't go right. I mean, we talk about bench press and equip being, so technical and there's no room for error. The advantage there is over classic is, when something doesn't go right in equipped, you go out, you make a few adjustments, change the shirt a little bit, and next thing you know, you're knocking out an easy lift. Yevgeny Mosash
from ROC. He's asked for 190. His PB is 200.
That was a very, very good looking lift from this angle.
No drama at all.
Yeah, now we'll see the replay in this, and this is a really good example of a good equipped lift. See the control to the chest, stops it quickly, and you can see the drive and the angle going back fast off the chest, giving the momentum through the triceps.
Adam Balavader next from Poland. He is our last lifter out in the M1s, and he's coming out for a massive 220.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge opening lift. Well within reach for him. You know, we've seen him lift 220, 230 easily before in the past. Plenty of experience. It was tough for him. He just didn't get the angle he usually gets on that.
No, I think he lost it on the chest there. As it came down, it kind of moved out.
Yeah, it was a bit crooked. He gets it on the board, so that's okay. But you might see in the replay, you can see the bar just turn a little bit to one side. And he's usually so much cleaner than that.
But and it puts him a long way ahead. He's 30 kilos ahead in class.
It's going to be hard to peg that down.
I think he's looking for his first international win. I think he's put himself in a good place for it. So we're going to the second round of bench press now, and this is Shagdar Suren from Mongolia.
So a big lift, 90 kilos for an opening, moving to 120 for a second.
Did he come out raw first? I'm not certain, if I'm honest. I think he did, because I said, getting into equipped lifting in his 60s, and he was in a t-shirt. So he's put a shirt on for his second lift.
So this will be interesting to see how he manages this. The shirt doesn't look super tight around those shoulders. And that was absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
Look at that. 3 white lights. He's happy with that.
Yeah, he should be. That was a great lift.
So smoothly all the way. Beautiful lift there. And you can see they set that shirt just perfectly. Didn't have to struggle to get it down to the chest. It had enough power off the chest.
Antanas Michius next from Lithuania. Open with 115, he's gone up to 122.5. Now this is where we'll get the battle, because the Finn in the class missed 122.5 for his opener. Yeah,
it really opened the door there. I mean, had he put the 122.5 on the board, pretty much closed the door. But Antanas now has an opportunity to say, well, you know what, if I can get the 122.5 on the board, I'm in a position to maybe push for a gold medal. Right side was tough.
Yeah.
But it looks like he got it through. And he does.
It does. And I think he's got a lot more adjustment in that shirt. I think that can come down a lot further.
So now it's really up to Antero to put the 125 on the board to keep himself in the game. If he doesn't get this one on the board, it's going to make a really tough third lift for him.
So here he comes out now. He's going to respond to that 122. He missed 122.5 for his opener. He's coming out now for 125.
So the pressure's on.
The 125 will move him ahead.
So that'll slide him into the gold medal position. But he's under a lot of pressure. I mean, the first lift just did not go well. And the second lift is tough.
Oh,
and he's rolled back on him.
Well, he got it.
He got it on the board.
I'm not sure how much more he's got in him, though. That was scrappy.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to those third lifts now and see what he can do.
Jukka Sultanen now coming out for his second attempt at 137.5.
Yeah, so again, just things didn't go right for him in the opening lift. So we've got 2 lifters in the M2s yet to put a number on the board. The 74 M2s. That looks better to the chest. He's still not quite getting that movement off the chest, is he?
I don't think he's getting much from the shirt.
Yeah, it just didn't look like it was coming off the chest fast. He moved it down well.
I think he's not getting much resistance, so he's not getting really much help. Or at least it gets a little bit and then he's not underneath it driving it home. So he's in trouble now.
He's put himself under all sorts of pressure now.
So here we have Timo Leminen also coming out for his second attempt, this time at 150.
If he gets this one on the board, he puts himself in the medals. But he's got to get it on the board. It's really tough in equipped lifting to come out for your third lift, having not put one on the board. You're sort of getting to the point where you're running out of ideas. That moved a lot better.
It did. Did he beat the command? Yeah, I think he did. He just beat the press command, unfortunately.
So again, he's put himself under a lot of pressure.
That's a real shame because the press was good. Karevdor from Mongolia, he also missed his opener. He's coming out for the same weight, 160. He's in the M1s.
So again, second attempt at 160. And again, in his first lift, things just did not go right.
No. He didn't get it anywhere, did he? It just rolled over.
I couldn't see really well from that angle there, but it looks like they've got the collar of that shirt really pulled down. Which is, you don't want an overly tight setup on that shirt for your first lift. Oh no, it's not too bad from that angle.
Nice and controlled.
Again, he's fighting and he's just not getting the speed from the chest.
It won't lock.
Chest can't
and
lock.
I think his butt was off as well. So.
You can see, we can see in the replay, he's just really not getting any speed off the chest. He's grasping that shoulder again.
I think he made a small mistake right at the bottom there.
Yeah, and you can see, I think that shoulder's giving him a lot of problems as well. He stood up holding that shoulder, his left shoulder again. $170 on the bar.
Actually made his opener at 160. This will put him ahead of the German lifter because he's lighter on body weight.
Yeah, this will shoot him up into the gold medal position. Then he puts the then he puts the pressure on the next lifter to actually make the lift.
Yeah.
Good control there. It looks like a good lift from this angle. Let's wait and
left
see.
arm lagged a fair bit, didn't it?
And it is. It's on the board. So he puts the pressure on his competitor there.
So you got one red light from the side. I can see the side ref indicating that he thought his butt came up. Possibly. We don't have the...
Yeah, it's sort of a bit hard to catch on that one.
So now this is to move him back into gold medal position. He's got a lot of adjustment in that shirt. That's a long way down.
So pressure's on to make the lift now. This has got to keep him in the medals. This will push him into the gold medal, and given his past lifts and past experience, if he gets this one on the board, he puts himself in a very, very solid position.
Now the bar stalled there. I'm not sure if it dipped or not.
And
It
the
did.
referees
Yeah.
say that it did. And as we said, he was under the pressure. Yeah, he was not steady on that.
He wasn't. There was
at
a
all.
lot. There was a big pop off the chest there, but it was difficult to drive home.
So the door opens now.
Here comes Eldin. He is going to attempt the same weight again that he missed on his opener, 177.5. This moves him up to bronze medal position if he gets it, for the moment.
Needs to get this one on the board. The pressure on a third lift without having put one on the board is immense. He's struggling to lock that out.
It's not going to go, is it?
Looks like he's getting just a little bit of a bad angle as he gets to that position to lock out.
I know what you mean, but I think that's just too heavy. I think he's just open too heavy. He is letting it flatten him down a bit, isn't he? He needs to stay a little bit up.
Watch the bar position as he gets to that lockout. It just sort of shifts back a little bit. All right, 180 on the bar for Marcus Holmgren. Getting up close to his personal best now.
Gets his feet a long way back. There's always a risk that your heels are going to come up in that position. But he keeps it well. That was tough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough at the top there. But he gets it on the board.
A lot of support. We've got a big Swedish team here today, mostly in the audience.
And in equipped lifting, the most important thing is putting one on the board because anything can happen. Yevgeny Masash looking for 195.
Quite a conservative increment. It's only gone up 5 kilos.
Yeah, it is a rather conservative increment for equipped bench.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think he's probably looked at the numbers on the board. He's looked at how far it is to the gold medal. He's looked at how far it is behind to the bronze medal.
I guess so, yeah. He is going to have to defend for the bronze, though, I think. That's a fight.
We said it was conservative, but the fight said otherwise. He's on the board with 195.
His coach is really fierce. I wouldn't want to come off the platform having failed a lift. I think that's quite the motivation.
We load the bar up now to a massive 235 kilograms.
He did 235 at the World Bench here in Lithuania in 2017. Hasn't been moving these numbers so much recently, so this looks like a return to form for him. See how it moves. And it moves with great difficulty.
It's a tough one. I don't think he's going to get there. No, he's get called up. He just didn't, not a great angle, but it just didn't seem to really move off the chest.
His path downwards was...
tough to get in position. You could see it was slow off the chest.
And he was slipping as well. His butt was up, Once your feet start to slip away and you lose your position...
Yeah, you just lost all that drive.
So here are our positions. We can see there's 4 lifters still haven't got one on the board. But this is equip benching. Coming out for your third and getting it is
Anything can
not
happen
unusual.
in equip bench.
Yeah.
I've seen guys come from 2 failed lifts to a gold medal on the third.
Speaking of which, here we have Antanas Mitius. He's the lighter lifter in class, and this will match the Finnish lifter's 125.
Yeah, so this
that'll
will
put him in gold.
You know, and if we look at the lifter from Finland, you know, he missed the 122 and a half to open with. He got the 125, but it wasn't super convincing.
No, it wasn't.
So if he
Slow
puts
and
this
steady.
on the board, if he gets the white lights, the pressure is now
he's got
on. He has 3 white lights.
Fantastic.
The pressure is now on Antero to get the 127 and a half.
He looks happy as he
on
left the
board.
platform. He knows he's got his foot on the podium. Can he keep it?
So let's look at the response from Antero. Can he put the 127 and a half on the board to take the gold medal?
This is for the world title in the M4 74 kilo class.
This will be a really interesting lift because, Joe, the 125 wasn't super convincing.
No. It's not much more though, it's only 2.5 kilos more, and everything is on the line here.
Great control there. That was much better off the chest.
Can he lock his right arm?
Got to get that right arm up.
Oh,
Not quite there, I don't think.
No, not
And
quite.
he opens the door for the gold medal to go to Lithuania.
He only got 1 lift in, so that wasn't a great day for him, but he still walks away with the silver medal.
Absolutely. And now we load the bar to 132 and a half.
Quite a big jump, but I think his second he opened draw, and I think his first one in the shirt was
And it
really
moved,
easy.
it moved beautifully in that second lift. So this will give him a personal best.
It's going, it's going.
That was a very, very nice lift again. Great control down. Yeah, it was a fight, but it's a third lift.
Yeah.
It should be a fight.
I think that was a really well judged attempt.
132 and a half, gives himself a personal best.
And the gold medal.
Not a bad day at the office.
Now then, we have Jukka Siltanen coming out for his third attempt at 137 and a half.
This is going to be really playing in his mind as well. He knows he can do this lift. He's done this lift a million times in training. And just nothing's coming together on those first 2 attempts. Can he put it all together and get on the board? Yeah, there's so many things going through your head right now on that third lift. You know you've missed the first 2. You know you can do it. But now you're doubting yourself.
In a perfect world, there's absolutely nothing going on in your head. But, did he beat it?
I think he jumped the command again. He did.
So he has bombed, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he is not going to register a lift here today.
Just went too quickly, but look, he made the lift. That's such a shame.
And we're under the same pressure again here.
So this is bomb out of the competition or take a bronze medal.
There's quite a disparity between the two,
It
isn't
really
there?
is, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a bronze medal or I'll go home without even a lift.
Yeah. In an ideal world, you can put it all out of your head and just go out. Absolutely nothing going on in the mind apart from execute the lift, as I have a million times. But it's hard not to let it get to you. Good descent.
That right arm just dropped there and just couldn't quite control.
Just a bit too heavy.
And again, he will go home without a lift. And that is powerlifting, I'm afraid.
It's certainly a quick bench.
There are days when everything goes perfectly, and there are days when nothing goes right. You generally hope those days that nothing goes right aren't the World Championship, but sometimes they are, I'm afraid.
So this is for Andreas Pearls. This is to move him up to the gold medal position.
Yeah, this will put him in the gold medal position if he can get this one on the board.
I can see the Polish lifter has put in 200. He's just moved it down.
He's just dropped it down to 177.
That was just a placeholder, yeah.
So for a reminder for those watching at home that aren't familiar with World Bench Press, in the bench-only competitions, you can change your last lift nomination. Much like deadlift in your 3-lift competition.
Well, he's a bit uneven, isn't he?
Moved really fast though.
It did.
Does he get the lockout?
I'm not sure. He does.
Yes, he does.
Right.
So he puts that on the board.
Yeah, he's got his
Pressure
hands on the gold
on
medal.
now.
So.
And we've just seen in the M4s the same thing happen.
Yep.
So he's got himself in the gold medal position. It is now up to Marek to put the 177.5 on the board.
What can
to take home the gold medal.
But it isn't. It's not loaded. Just a little bit of confusion there. We thought the bar was loaded, but it wasn't. It is now. So the clock's been reset. Here he comes.
It's up to him now. The ball's in his court. He's in control. 177.5. Now I know he's got a record of 171. I don't recall seeing him lift ones above 171, 172. So this could be new territory for him.
It could well be. I think this is definitely going to be a PB. I think this will. It's worth it though, isn't it? You wouldn't go out for less. You wouldn't try for less. You've already got the silver.
You've got a shot at the gold
you
medal.
can't lose it. You absolutely would go out for it.
You've got to give it a crack. Control looks good. Press off the chest is good.
There was a lot of movement through his lower body though, wasn't there?
Let's wait and see what the referees say.
He's got it.
He gets the 2 white lights. Fantastic. And he gets the gold medal.
So if we see that back from the side, there was a lot of movement, but as long as you keep your butt down, that's absolutely fine.
Gets it on the board and
he gets
the
gold medal. So we have, this is interesting. Kangel Perevdor from Mongolia. He's added 20 kilos.
Now,
has he put a different shirt on?
I think he might have. Oh no, it's the same one.
No, it's the same one, isn't it?
You look, from a coaching perspective, I've often said, if you've missed your first 2 lifts, don't put more weight on. But I will say there have been the odd occasions when I've been coaching at World Championship events, and I've done that.
This is for the bronze. This will get him at least temporarily.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a Hail Mary. Look, I've missed
all
the first 2 lifts.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
No.
And it just hasn't quite pulled off.
His wrist wraps come undone as he's pressed as well, which isn't great.
Yeah, he just didn't quite put that together. Yeah, it was never comfortable. And, look, he hasn't looked comfortable all day on that bench. It just has been one of those days where things just haven't gone together.
We've got a similar situation going on now with Vincent Eldin. He's failed 177.5 twice. Now he's put 180 on to try for that bronze medal.
Look, and the thing is, you're a World Championship event. Why not?
Yeah.
It might just be the Hail Mary pass that works. Oh, it's just rolled back on him. And that's a perfect example of the shirt has a mind of its own.
And it's also a perfect example of why you should set your safeties right.
Exactly. Great job from the spotting crew there, the platform crew. They were really fast on that. You see how fast they moved. I think one side didn't even get the chance to hit the safeties. Really great job.
So he did not get one on the board, unfortunately. Which means that Marcus Holmgren is guaranteed the bronze,
And this
but he's
one
going to
at
have a go
195.
for the silver.
So it's a good 5 kilos above his personal best.
But again, nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to
He's
lose.
guaranteed a bronze medal.
I think if one of the others had got the 180, he might have taken a more conservative jump just to make sure he took a medal. But as they didn't get a lift in, there's nothing to stop him having a go at the silver.
Yeah, 195. It's certainly within reach. Nice touch. Very nice touch.
He's going for...
Oh, he's still
It's a tough
fighting.
one.
He's not quitting on it, but I think it's just a little bit too much.
Right arm just couldn't lock.
And it was certainly worth the attempt, though.
Absolutely.
That would have slid him into the silver medal position and put the pressure on everyone else. But he does go home with a bronze medal today.
Yeah. And we've seen Nosach respond there. He's dropped his second attempt to 197. He knows he's got the silver already.
Yeah. $197.5.
None of his lifts have looked easy as such. But he's kept showing up, kept putting him on the board, and that's what it's about.
And this is just a smidge under his best lift. Great lift off the chest there. That was a very nice looking lift.
I think all three looked fairly
he gets
similar.
great speed off the chest. He gets that, makes that lockout. He's got the momentum to follow through, and he has a great angle that he pushes back on. And you can see the bar. Yeah, look at that backwards J movement. He gets great speed. A really nice looking lift.
So one more lift to go.
We're looking for his second attempt now at 235. He's got the gold medal in the bag with 220. But he really wants that 235. He doesn't want a gold medal from his first lift. He wants the 235. Yeah, he looks a little bit more confident, a little bit more relaxed coming out of this third lift.
You know what, though? He knows he's already world champion. He doesn't need the lift.
The pressure's off a little bit.
Sometimes, though, you can lose the intensity if you don't really need it.
Oh, that was much better speed. Can he lock? I think he has.
Wow.
That should be 2 white lights. It's on the board. That was a much, much better lift. And look at the replay here. You can see his control was better. The speed off the chest was so much faster.
So that's a gold medal for him. That was an exciting session. That was a classic equipped bench session there, wasn't it?
And you can see that is a great thing about equipped bench is, you know, there are so many things that can go right and there are so many things that can go wrong. You can come into an equipped bench press as the lowest ranked person and go away with a medal. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have the medal ceremony coming up next. I hope you'll stick around for that. And then we have the women's M2 to M4 classes coming up at 2 p.m. local time.
And there are some fantastic lifters in there.
Hope you'll join us then.
over in the middle, Master 1, Master 2, Master 3, Master 4, 59, 66, 74 kilograms, by member of Lithuanian Parliament, Mrs. Irana Hayes, and International Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Gaston Parage.
Please come this side.
The starting master for 59 kilogram category, Shakhtar Kernalai from Mongolia. First place. First place. First place. First, not there. First place. We're listening to Mongolian national anthem. Thank you. '66 kilogram category, Master 4, just one lifter, first place. Companion Marko from Finland. We're listening to national anthem for Finland. 74 kilogram category, Master 4. Second place from Finland, Antero Koranen. First place, Antanas Mikois from Lithuania. We're listening to national anthem, Lithuania. Thank you. Master 3, 66 kilogram category. Seppo Flink from Finland. First place. Listening to national anthem, Finland. Thank you. Master 374 kilogram category. First place, Pat Erden Shagarsun from Mongolia. Listening to Mongolian national anthem. Thank you.
Hey, my friend. Come on.
66 kilogram category, Master 2. Third place, Vidmantas Patpolis from Lithuania. Second place, 155 kilogram, Mike Esteisman from Germany.
Hey.
last one, 160 kilogram from Ukraine, Alexander Cherensishov from Ukraine. Listening national anthem, Ukraine. Thank you. $74 Master 2. Second place, 175 kilogram, Andreas Boyles from Germany. And first place, 177.5 kilogram, Mariusz Kozłowski from Poland. We're listening to National Anthem Poland. Thank you. $66 Master 1 category.
Michał, zrób.
Thank you. Second place goes to Amir Reza Mesfurush from Iran with 135 kilograms. Second place. And 180 kilogram Akinori Amakawa from Japan. Listening to National Anthem Japan. Thank you. 74 kilogram category, Master 1. Third place with 180 kilogram, Marcus Holmgren from Sweden. Second place with 197.5 kilogram, Russian Olympic Committee, Evgeny Noash. First place with 235 kilogram, Adam Malawi from Poland. Listening to National Anthem Poland. Thank you. Thomas. Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah.
Please.